Years had passed, and Kato, once a boy exiled from his father's kingdom, had grown into a formidable man, tempered by the hardships of exile and the lessons of survival. He was ready to take back what was rightfully his. The journey back to Shewa would be fraught with peril. The land was fractured, alliances fragile and brittle, while danger hid behind every shadow, waiting to strike. Yet, Kato carried with him not only the wisdom of his ancestors, but also the strength he had honed through trials and battles. He knew that unity, above all else, was the key to reclaiming his throne and restoring peace to a divided Ethiopia.
I do not come here to demand loyalty. I come to ask for your hearts, your courage, and your strength for Ethiopia. Our enemies grow stronger while we fight among ourselves. They have taken Shewa, but Shewa is not just a city, it is the heart of this land. Together, we can beat them and restore peace.
And what makes you think you can do what others could not? What makes you different, Kato?
I understand something that others before me did not, that our strength lies not in our individual power, but in our unity. Divided, we fall. Together, we rise. I do not ask you to follow me blindly. I ask you to fight for Ethiopia, for a future where our children no longer know the sword.
Unity is the only way.
Then let us make this oath together, for the future of Ethiopia, for Shewa, and for peace.
Night falls over the camp. The stars spread across the sky like scattered diamonds. Kato stands alone at the edge of the plateau, looking out over the vast landscape. The firelight from the camp flickers behind him, casting long shadows. His heart feels heavy with the weight of what lies ahead. His breath fogs in the cold night air, and his thoughts turn to his father and the kingdom he lost.
Father, if you can hear me, I swear to you, I will not fail. Shewa will be ours again.
The men are ready, Kato. But are you?
I have to be. There is no turning back now.
They follow you not because they have to, but because they believe in you. You've already won their hearts.
Thank you, Tesfaye. Tomorrow we march. Tomorrow we begin to take back our home.
As dawn breaks, casting a golden light over Ethiopia's rugged terrain, Kato's united army marches toward Shewa. Once divided by tribal differences, these warriors now move as one, their footsteps echoing the rhythm of their shared purpose. The journey is fraught with danger, but Kato's resolve remains unshaken as he leads them, his eyes fixed on the horizon. His soldiers carry spears and shields, but it is the strength of their unity and hope for a better future that fuels them. Villagers, weary from years of conflict, watch in silent support as the army passes, offering prayers and gestures of solidarity. Kato knows their fight is not just for a throne, but for Ethiopia's soul, a fight for peace and a promise of the united future. As they march, the weight of expectation is heavy, but Kato is driven by the belief that that this journey will reshape Ethiopia.
It's a long way to Shewa. Some say the enemy is stronger than ever. Do you believe we stand a chance?
We do not march because the road is easy. We march because it is necessary. Our enemy fights for power, but we fight for something greater, for our families, our land, and the future of Ethiopia. That gives us a strength they cannot match.
As Kato's army approached Shewa, the fortress loomed in the distance, surrounded by enemies who had claimed it. The setting sun cast an ominous glow over the battlefield, thick with tension as both sides braced for combat. Leading from the front, Kato rode with unshakable resolve, his banner flying high, a symbol of hope for his soldiers. As they neared the enemy, Kato delivered a powerful rallying cry, urging his men to fight not just for Shewa, but for Ethiopia's future. His words ignited the troops, who responded with a unified roar, chanting, "For Ethiopia!" With Kato at the helm, they charged into battle. The clash of steel, dust, and blood engulfed the battlefield as Kato fought alongside his men, his leadership inspiring them to push forward. The tide began to turn to this, and the enemy faltered. Sensing defeat, as Cato's forces pressed on toward victory.
Today, we fight for more than Shewa. We fight for the future of Ethiopia. This is our land, and we will not let it fall into the hands of those who seek only to tear it apart. Stand with me, fight with me, and we will reclaim what is ours.
Kato charges into battle, his sword gleaming in the fading light. The clash of steel fills the air as the two armies collide. The battle is fierce, dust and blood mingling as the combatants fight with everything they have. Kato leads from the front, cutting through enemy lines, his presence inspiring his men to press forward. The tide of battle begins to turn in their favor as the enemy falters.
Father, we've done it. Shewa is ours again.
You did it, Kato. Shewa is free.
The battle may be won, but the war is far from over. There are still those who seek to divide us and enemies beyond our borders. But today, we celebrate. Shewa is ours. Ethiopia is one step closer to unity.
With Shewa reclaimed, Kato had taken the first monumental step in fulfilling his destiny. The echoes of victory still lingered, but Kato knew that the road ahead would be fraught with even greater challenges. Enemies from beyond Ethiopia's borders, lurking in the shadows, would not remain idle for long. The task of uniting a fractured and divided land broken by years of conflict was far from complete. Yet Kato was no longer the boy who had fled his home in fear. He had been forged in exile, tested in battle, and crowned by his people's trust. He was now a king prepared to lead his people into a new era of unity, strength, and lasting peace.